Thank you for listening to the LevelUp Podcast. Today we're interviewing Jen Brown from Grow with Jen Brown Business Coaching and Marketing Agency. Her office is located in Dardanelle, over across from Tarasco's on Front Street. And in this conversation, we talk about several things, from her growing a 7-figure business in California from her living room to chasing after her calling now of helping small businesses become profitable, to just life in general. So sit back, relax, enjoy this episode of Level Up, and let us know what you think on social media or down below.
This lifestyle, I already know. 5-6 p.m., no cars on the road, nothing else to do. I kind of prepared mentally. Sometimes I do have little flashbacks when like driving down Santa Monica Boulevard or like the building and driving through Buena Park. But then I come back to town and I'm okay, cool. Like I like this. Like I'm more like when I go to LA, I'll be like, I can't wait to leave. That's where at the point I'm at right now.
Mm-hmm. The last time I was in California, I was like, okay, I need to get back home, you know. And when I opened the door onto my land and put my feet there, I was like, I'm home.
There you go.
Nice. And is I guess you do have to leave a lot behind. But you both brought your businesses with you. Was that hard to do?
For me, no, because I worked from home. So my clients are, I have some here. You know, it is evolved. My business is evolved into reaching people here in the River Valley. I have clients all over the United States and some internationally. So it was a little funny when we first moved because, you know, we've got boxes surrounded and I'm talking to a client in Australia and I'm like, I'm sorry, there's boxes, you know, but they rolled with it. It was good.
Yeah. Let me go look for your file.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was different though, because the acumen is different here than it is in California. And in a good way, they're in the most positive way. I mean, I love my clients in California. They're amazing. The clients here they're hungry to learn. And that is such an amazing thing, you know, that as a business coach, I can teach them different things and they're hungry for the knowledge.
And versus in other areas, they may not be as hungry.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, they're hungry, but it's just a different level. They're just kind of in this hustle kind of thought process. Wouldn't you agree with that? That California is definitely just more hustle. And
Well, yeah, because if you don't pay the rent, or if you don't, my wife says this, and sorry to my friends out there, that Californians are like the richest poor people because they won't, you know, we want to live in a $3,000 rental, $500,000, 600,000 house, but both parents have to work full time, maybe even overtime, hire the nanny, be involved in all these things, and at the end of the day, you just show up to sleep. Like there's no really quality time. And I brought this up yesterday because I took the family out to Mount Nebo because I was like, I want you guys to see what I saw. And everybody was like, my son was gaming. He's like, are you sure? My wife was like, I'm tired. I know we have to go. And when we came back, my little daughter, my smallest, was like, and I have a point. When we came back, my daughter was like, I love that, Daddy. And I said, we'll be able to spend more time out of the house than in the house. In the house, we have devices and all that stuff.
That's right.
You know, so out there is the same thing. There's no time to spend because you're just hustling and busy, and there's always something going on. There's birthdays, and I was like, here, like, I mean, you're able to save and just, you know, you go out if you need to, but the hustle mentality out there is wild because I think you're fighting to survive, pretty much.
I would agree with that, and I think also there is almost a false front of this is what our life needs to look like. And again, no disrespect to, you know, my friends or my clients, you know, in other parts of the world. But there's this false front of I can't ask for help because I'm supposed to have it all together. Yeah. And how are you going to grow your business if you can't ask for help?
Yeah. Yeah. The first couple of years of my business, I was working with clients remotely. So as far as Hong Kong, Australia, and anyways, Dubai sometimes, and it's kind of I get what y'all are saying. They have a different mindset.
Mm-hmm.
The people that run in those circles, and it's not a bad thing.
No.
But it is a more hustle based, grind based mindset.
Like how they say, doggy dog world. I mean, it's everywhere. But I mean, imagine out there somebody's like, I need to keep this job, so I'm gonna do whatever I have to do, even get another employee in trouble. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've heard the stories. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But since I've transitioned to working with now, everybody I work with is kind of around this area. It is slower paced. You get to focus on helping people a bit more, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really digging in, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uncovering the layers.
Oh, that's what you do, right? You get in, you dig into people's business and peel back the layers of what's going on.
Yeah.
That's good. And so with your business, Grow with Jen, right, is the name of the business.
Grow with Jen Brown, that's right.
Grow with Jen Brown. How many years have you been doing that?
Grow with Jen Brown was birthed in 2020 was the official name, but I've been coaching people for a better part of 20 years. So they came into my other business that I had and just saw what we were doing and, hey, can you teach me? Can you show me? And so I was doing that and just really, really enjoyed it. And just there were some things that happened. I think I had mentioned to you previously that my mom got really sick and ended up passing. And as a final gift to me, she gifted me the schooling for all of my credentials. And so every business that I help, her legacy lives on.
Yeah. I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah.
And the schooling being, what schooling did you take again?
So I'm a certified financial master coach through Dave Ramsey. I'm also a business coach and life coach, ULA certified life and life coach, as well as Green Gap, which is also financial coaching.
Okay. So what separates you from, and there's probably the credentials, but I want to understand how, and someone else, I can call myself a life coach tomorrow. I know people that do that. They're just, one day they become a life coach. I have a certain guy in my mind right now. I won't say his name, but I'm thinking of a certain individual.
Yeah, yes, I am certified as a life coach, but I'm a business coach. I come in and look at someone's business operationally, financially, and from the marketing perspective. And what separates me from coaches out there, and I say in quotations because there's a lot of people who put that label on. I've been in the trench. I've been a small business owner. I started a business in my living room and grew it to a multi-seven-figure business. So I know what it's like to not know how you're going to cover your payroll or how you're going to pay your sales tax. Is there going to be any customers today? Oh, crap. What am I going to do? So I've been there in the trench, and I can help someone and say, I know the way. Let me show you how.
Yeah. Can you talk to us about that company you built in your living room?
Excuse me.
7 figures.
Yeah. So I worked for another company, for a marketing company. I was in the top 10% of my company nationwide. And then I had my son, and I came down with postpartum depression. And that turned into a major depression to where I couldn't leave the house, actually. It was a really scary time. But I was the breadwinner for my family. So, oh, crap, what do? You're in California and you got to pay the bills, right?
Yeah.
So God put it on my heart. You're going to start this company. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to trust you. So I started building that. And then a couple of years in, I was able to hire staff, and they came to my home and worked. And it was an international company. We shipped all over the world. And then we grew into a brick and mortar store. And Yeah. And
We've skimmed over a lot of details. What was the company? What'd y'all sell?
Yeah.
What'd you make?
so we were a very, very high-end women and children's shoe boutique. So we helped people with hurting feet and saw many, many cases of folks whose feet had, lots of issues, plantar fasciitis, bunion surgery, things like that. So
Was it about getting a wider toe box on the final product? Or?
no, there was a lot of different things that went into it. A lot of the podiatrists would send their clients to our store to help people with their feet. So.
Okay. So was this like when you started it, who was your very first customer? Like, was it, you said you're operating this from your house, so I imagine that, did they come in your house and you fit their foot, or?
Actually, yes. So my first customer was my sister-in-law, because we needed to have an opening order, and we didn't have the extra money for the opening order. So I said, "Hey, do your kids need shoes?" She goes, "Yeah." So she put an order in for her kids, and then it grew from there. And so we did have people that came into our home. So the front part of our house, we had my office that we turned into a storefront where people make an appointment and they would come, we'd fit their feet, or we would sometimes go out and fit their feet in their home.
Okay. And then
I'm just thinking, because I thought it was just like a regular shoe retail store, but it's specific to a need. So how did you land on that? Like, I'm going to do these.
I'm a problem solver by nature. So I just kept seeing people. I kept seeing children with flat feet. I kept seeing, you see the children, and then, you have conversations with the moms, and then it grows from there. And it's like, oh, we can help you with that. And then it grew from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
The doctor told me I have flat feet. So I might talk to you later.
So
I hung up my my shoes, but I can still give you some pointers.
Yeah, I need some pointers. I mean, I'm fine, but it's always in my head. Maybe because I have flat feet,
Well, flat feet affects your hips, your knees, your low back. People totally underestimate, taking care of your feet.
Yeah.
They really do. They're the foundation on which you stand on. You have, 1.5 times the body's weight on less than 18 inches.
yeah, I've recently, past years, started taking my feet more seriously. I have these barefoot shoes. Mm-hmm. I don't know what your opinion is on those, but they've made me more connected to my feet, and understanding, like, okay, what am I stepping on? I can feel things. My toes work like I guess they were meant to work. They grab things. Our barefoot shoes. Did you ever have you ever tried those?
I've tried them on, but we never carried them.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm still trying to understand the business model. You sort of measured, and you're sort of like working with the customer to figure out what shoe. Were you making the shoes, or did you just order the shoes?
No,
okay.
We ordered them. We had a pretty big breadth of different lines of shoes that we offered.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Wow. And then how long did it take you to get to 7 figures? I think we're talking about revenue, I guess.
3 years.
3 years. Mm-hmm. And then with the company, what happened to it? Did you exit it, or did it ultimately? What's it doing now?
So I closed the business in pursuit of helping business owners.
Okay.
Yeah. It was right at COVID. When COVID, I'd made the decision that I'm going to move into helping my clients. And I had already been doing that. I'd already been helping clients, and just had this huge pull to do more, to be more for my clients. And you can help people here. It's kind of like when you throw a rock in the water. The pebble hits and you have that impact. But I wanted more. I wanted to be able to have those ripples to reach people on a larger scale. Because for me, being in business, while I loved it, having my store, we won numerous awards. It was a great ride. I didn't have the impact that I wanted. My personal mission statement is to help people step into the freedom that God has for them. And with that, as a business coach, there's so much that business owners that they don't talk about. A lot of them are drowning, and they're still showing up to that network meeting with that smile on their face. Yeah. But yet they're having a hard time making their rent. Their books are a mess. They don't know, they don't know how to open QuickBooks, and they don't know how to ask for help. So I know what that's like. Let me show you the way.
Yeah, and that you said you wanted to impact on a larger scale.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What does that mean, larger scale?
Well, you're helping, women, well, and men too, with their feet, and they're hurting, and you help them in that moment, and then they move forward. When you help someone with their business, you impact the community, you impact their family tree, you impact the friends around them. There's so many things that come from that. It is literally a ripple effect.
I see what you mean. Yeah. Well, when I heard larger, I was thinking, okay, that must mean you're working with, say, hundreds or thousands of clients, but you're seeing that if you help one of your clients, that ripple effect happens. I see.
Mm-hmm. And that, for me, that's so big. To be able to have that impact and know that you can help someone go from literally dying on the vine to thriving, helping their business thrive. There's not a better feeling, And then that translates, like I said, through their community, the economic impact, the people they're around. It's endless.
Yeah, that is
on a deeper level.
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty good. And how many? I know you're still working with some people globally or broadly, but how many businesses have you been able to help? I guess around here so far, because you've been here. How many years again?
2.5 years.
So you started the business 6 months later than you moved
Yeah.
here.
So we worked from home. Like, I had staff that came to my home up until November. And so we were kind of very much on the down low here, and really didn't start reaching out to people until we moved to Darnell. So the impact has been much larger since the move, for sure.
Okay. Moving from
working from home to
the office. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha. I see. To the office in Dardanelle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome. And how many people do you have working for you?
So we have 4 people. Yeah.
That's awesome. How'd you find them?
One of them moved here right around the same time we did, and we just hit it off, and they have just grown into such an amazing position. I mean, they just are
in California too?
West Coast, but but not California. Yeah, but they have just turned out to be just the absolute backbone of of the operation, so I can do what I need to do. And then the other folks just through interviews.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Having someone in that operations role. Probably pretty helpful for you, because then what do you focus on now? Growing the business in more ways, I suppose.
So I focus on coaching and coaching that I visit with businesses. In fact, after I'm done here, I'm going to a business, and I'll be there on site. So that allows me to be able to visit businesses on site, meet with my clients via Zoom, and really get deeper into what's going on in their business. Is it their marketing? Sometimes it is. Or is it a bigger issue? Is it that they don't have a business budget? And they can't figure out, why don't they have any money? Is it an operations issue? Yeah. Could be. They're not sure. They know they have a problem, but they don't know what's the next right question to ask, how to scale their business. I know I want to get there, but I have no roadmap. Okay, well, let's create one.
I'm going to be sending this podcast later to a particular business owner. I won't mention their name, but like you, Jen, I'm a problem solver. I was in their business a while ago, and through some discovery, I learned some operations. They're losing a lot of money right now, and even this day as we speak. And I would still love to help them, but what I realized is after kind of digging into that, sometimes I have to hold myself back because I'm a problem solver, love to solve things, but with our business, Obee and I, with River Valley Town Square, Level Up, and what we're doing here, we are really trying to build systems around sort of the marketing end, right? The video creation, the podcasts. And there is a certain cost to go out and try to solve a completely new type of problem that you don't have systems for. Even if you think you can do it, it's not going to be very efficient. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I'm going to send this to this person later, and they should reach out to you.
Awesome. Thank
Probably
you.
be able to help them.
Yeah.
With a few things that I just can't. So if you're listening, sorry that I can't help you.
We won't out you on here,
Sorry to
but
put you on the spot, anonymous.
Yeah, anonymously. But what I'm saying is sorry I can't help you. Sometimes I like to be as open as I can be about the struggles of running a business, because a lot of people assume it is easy, or assume that a business owner has it all together.
sunshine and roses.
At the very least.
Yeah.
And through the years, I feel like the conversations, the talks that I've made that have resonated with people the most are usually the ones that get into the nitty-gritty struggle. Show people that their struggles too are pretty normal.
Right.
Right.
Peeling back the mask, because I think as a society, we live in the surface deep society where we just get here to the surface. That's our level of deep, and we do that as self-protection because we live in in an Instagram world where everything has to be perfect. And if it's not, there's something wrong with us. And having that opportunity to be able to be vulnerable in your business and, share the real life struggles, you're giving someone a breath of fresh air. You're giving them life again. And they hire you for this part, but what ends up happening is you address all of these things, and they can breathe better. They can stand a little taller.
Yeah. I would imagine they feel like, hey, someone's here walking along with me and just figuring this out together. So they won't feel alone.
Yes, because entrepreneurship is a lonely road, right? Yeah.
I'd like to share I think I've told you this, Obee, before, but I may have even told you this, Jen. I was when was this? A couple of years ago, while growing my marketing agency online, I was in another role for about a year, sort of doing them both at the same time. And this is a role working for a company in the education sector, and I was getting it. It was a good role. I learned a lot. We took that company from $30K revenue a month to $150K by the time I left. I was getting paid more than I'd ever been paid in my life. Still, running the business 3 years in, I still have never paid myself that amount of money. And I'm not in that anymore because I got burnt out. And I had never experienced burnout before, but it literally made me unable to continue in this role that was bringing in, again, money. So it is, I just wanted to throw that out there and say that, I don't know.
So the amount of money you were making was not worth your time and the burnout.
The sacrifice.
So the sacrifice, yeah. Okay, my role consisted of 8 to 10 hours a day, which isn't a lot, but 30. I was in 30-minute Zoom calls back to back to back to back, and I'm an introvert, so that just fried me over the course of 6 to 7 months when that was really heavy. And then the company wasn't growing in some ways that I felt like it should grow. It wasn't my company, but ultimately that, and who knows how many other factors when I was in that trench experiencing led to me okay, this isn't working out. I got to leave. And then after that, just the it wasn't like I was just fine the next day. It took like 6 months to like drag myself out of this pit of depression that burnout puts you in.
Exactly.
And then I kind of end up washed ashore, and now I'm like, okay, I've learned a lot, but I don't have much to show for it. I think I'm good now, so let's start building something again. And that's when I kind of landed here in the studio. Emily Young was like, yeah, start a podcast here. So that was my trajectory. Thought I had like success because when I first started the business, the holy grail this is the holy grail goal was $10,000 a month. I thought if I get $10,000 a month, my problems are gone.
That's the magic number these days, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I eventually made it to that, but I had more problems than ever.
Right. But it's a different level of stress. Would you agree? Working for someone else and holding all of that versus being in business for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, are you saying it's more stress to work for someone else?
In some ways.
In some ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. In some ways. It was such a small team, too. There was like 4 of us, and I was the operational backbone by the end of it. So there was a lot riding on my role. It was really the role of like 2 or 3 people. Mm-hmm. And then got my own business on the side. So in some ways, yes, it is more stressful. But in other ways, it's perhaps less stressful because you can make certain decisions that you couldn't otherwise.
You can control the controllables when you're in business with yourself.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You still have to accept that there's a lot of uncontrollables.
It's
and
true.
Just release that. Mm-hmm. You can't control that. Mm-hmm. That's a whole other thing. But
yeah.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, I know there are other small business owners listening to this, and I haven't. In some of the earlier podcasts we did, we talked about some of those things, and I remember people reaching out and being like, "Man, thank you," because I'm running a business right now, and we've got X what amount going on, but it's like not going well. So it's people like hearing that, like it's not just them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was your biggest challenge when you were building the shoe company? Jen, allow me to say this. I mean, I think it's a badge of honor that you did that, but clearly like there were challenges. Otherwise, I imagine you probably would have exited the company in a different way.
Yeah. There were challenges. Don't get me wrong. I'm thinking about which one would I, because, when you're growing something from the ground up, when I started my business, I didn't even know how to copy and paste, and then ended up building my own website. So, I mean, that was a challenge in and of itself. But I think product coming in, making sure that, you have the right sizing, having a shoe store where you have to have so many different sizes and things like that. So having the perfect number, so you're not too heavy on inventory, not too light. I wouldn't say it was a challenge or it wasn't a problem, but it was, it was an art for sure. And I think that's, my many years in that business has helped me gain a level of skill that I can help small business owners now, that I can help them with their inventory to find that sweet spot for them. So they're not, looking at their shelves, watching all their Benjamins just lay there and get cold. No thanks.
Yeah. No, I've never sold a physical product, so I haven't even had to think about that. I guess that's why it's, sometimes we talked about this briefly before, like a drop shipping business model. I guess that's one of the benefits of it. What's your thoughts on drop shipping, Jen? Do you think that it's a viable business model for someone to get into and see success with?
Absolutely. Yeah. If they do it correctly, for sure. But the whole idea, if you build it, they'll come, is just an absolute fallacy. So that's not reality. There's so much that goes into an e-commerce business that you cannot build a website and hope that people come, or just, we build websites also, we're marketing agency and business coaching. So we do a lot of e-com sites, and people will have this, oh gosh, I don't want to launch because I'm going to be just flooded with these orders. And I'm like, dial it back, sis. Dial it back. It's just not like that. There's so much that goes into that. You know, you need to make sure that, you know, your drop shipper is actually shipping the product for you. Like for real. Like that's a real thing. And making sure that your margins are where they need to be. You know, people think, okay, I bought it for $10, I sell it for $20, I made $10. No, you did not. There's expenses that have to come out of that $10. Mm-hmm. So margins are a big thing that I work with my clients. You know, they say, well, I don't know, there's, you know, I've got all these different prices and I'm not really sure how to create, you know, my cost of goods sold. Okay, I'll show you. You know, well, we sell this widget and we buy it for this much, but we parse it out. Okay, we can still get a cost of goods sold there. Mm-hmm. So, and that's critical because if you don't have your cost of goods sold, you don't know what your profit is.
Yep, you got to know your COGS. That's right. And for those that don't know what drop shipping is, it's essentially, say you're selling a T-shirt, you don't actually physically have to stock that T-shirt. The order comes in, and then a different distributor will handle the shipping and creation of said T-shirt.
Create it and ship it.
Yeah.
You have to see who's doing it, the quality.
Yes.
My son, he ordered a brand, came up online. It said, Jesus Christ is King. He's all about God. So he bought like over $100. Took him about 5 weeks to get that order. And I'm into that business. I know the quality. And I was like, bro, this sweater is going to disintegrate in the washer. Yeah. But the ad looked nice.
Of course.
But I told him, you're never going to buy it. I'll make it for you. I told him.
Yeah. 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 Protecting your quality, you don't, when you're drop shipping, your hands are off that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a really, if you're starting a drop shipping business, we had some drop shippers in our store because we had e-com and brick and mortar. And then we transitioned from e-com. We started as e-com and then moved into brick and mortar. We did the reverse. So we ordered everything that we were going to drop ship and saw it, touched it, felt it, used it so that we could have a real, true, honest review of that product.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, over the past few years, I've had a pretty low opinion of drop shipping because most of what I've seen people use it for is, like if you go on YouTube and you're like how to drop ship, what you're going to find is a bunch of people showing you how to pick a winning product and then start bidding on ads to promote that product. And it's a product that oftentimes they don't even check for themselves. It could be a toy, could be a tent, whatever. And then you basically set up a quick Shopify site, start drop shipping the product out. I don't think that adds much value anywhere, but my opinion of drop shipping has evolved over time. And there's some companies that, local companies, for example, say they have merch. They may not want to invest the few $1,000s in getting an inventory set up. They could drop ship through something like Printful or whatever. And I don't know, that's a bit different. I think drop shipping as just like a pure business model is, you have to do it right. You have to somehow build value behind the brand you're building. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like Obee here with his created movement merch that I'm sure you're drop shipping out some way, somehow. Like your responsibility in that business is to build the brand, to build something that people will care about. And whether that's just you going around town and networking with people and making them, not making them, but showing them why they should care about it and care about you. That's one way, or creating content online or whatever it is.
Your USP.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's
USP.
Unique selling proposition for those who don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah. Yeah. I worked with e-com D2C stores, which drop shipping might be under D2C, but I always think of D2C as, I guess, private label. Either they're making the products themselves or they have like their own supply chain set up. And yeah, there's a lot that goes into that. 100%. 100%.
You know who's who is the biggest drop shipper in the world?
Probably Amazon.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Or Walmart, probably close behind now.
Yeah, for sure. for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, Walmart's interesting. So I once had this client in the skateboard industry. Actually, like, he had built back in the 80s a pretty decently sized brand in California in Venice Beach. I'll just throw it out. He doesn't mind. Grind King. I don't know if you've ever heard of Grind King. But anyways,
I used to skate, so I know. Yeah,
but then he kind of like the company like stopped from like late 90s to like 2019, 2020. But anyways, he was sharing with me one thing, that he thinks Amazon is very predatory because they'll flood your market with cheap drop shipped items. Say you're selling skate trucks or something like he does. They'll just flood you. And then it's kind of what Dollar Trees, Family Dollars do too. They'll come into a small town where there's a grocer, get them out of business real quick, and raise their prices back up. Amazon's kind of doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The race to the bottom, not interested, And that's one thing. That was a model that we had in our business, and that's a model that I continue to teach my clients, that the race to the bottom is not something you want to be a part of. Well, so-and-so does it for $10 cheaper. Oh, okay. So are you going to do it for $11 cheaper? And then pretty soon you're into, now you're paying the client basically to go out and do the work. It's not worth it. You be confident in the work that you do and the prices that you set. Be confident in that. And look at your client to who's your end user. Look at them and see what the market will bear, not your competitor and what they're doing, their $9.99 special, because that's not who you are. The person who is purchasing the $9.99 product is probably not your customer anyway.
Yeah.
And be okay with that.
Yeah. It comes down to really understanding your customer's problem, whether that's their product. You've kind of put a bunch of research in. Now you have to present in your marketing why this product is going to solve their problems. Or if you're selling a service, selling a relationship, whatever that might be, it comes down to doing a lot of discovery, putting yourselves in the shoes of the business owner. Because then you spend 6 hours talking to a business over a couple of weeks, and you've really dug in and you understand how their operations work and their marketing and everything like this. And when you present to them, like, okay, here's a website we'll make for you that's going to solve these problems. Here's the price. Yeah, they could go to Joe down the road doing it for $100, but Joe doesn't understand any of that. They'd have to repeat that whole 6 hours over again if Joe was even willing to go through that process, which most people do not. Right. When it comes to sales, they're trying to sell a product, sell a service. If you really take the time to listen and ask questions, that's where you build the value, and then your price is never
never an issue.
Never an issue. That's right.
Well, they say skilled labor isn't cheap, and cheap labor isn't skilled. So.
Yeah. Absolutely. But have you found, kind of coming back to you being new here to Arkansas the last 2.5 years, how has it been? You're building your business in Yell County. Do you live in Yell County as well?
I live on the border of Yell County and Logan County, so I'm just one road off. So I consider myself a Yell County resident.
So can we say Yale in the house?
Yeah,
County in the house?
That's right. My business is there, and we do life there. So
what's Yell County like compared to, we're not putting down Pope County. I love Pope County, but I'm moving to Yell County soon. So what should I expect?
I feel left out.
Yeah, you'll have to move too.
It is a community where people genuinely care for each other. It's so ingrained in everyone in the best way. I mean that in the best way possible. That your neighbor needs something, you're there, and your business needs something, Stacy's there. Somebody asked me one time, why did you move your business to Yell County? Stacy Daughtry. She's amazing.
She is.
And being able to have the partnership with the chamber, we just recently did their visitor and relocation guide, and to be able to do that for them and they hadn't had one before. And so we sold the ads, created the ads, published it, and the love that is in Darnell, Yell County it's something that it's indescribable. People have known each other, since they were itty bitty, and in bigger communities where I came from, people come and go all the time. These people stay here and they know each other, and there's that history. And so they are willing to lock arms with each other to see the tide rise. And that's incredible. And to be a part of that, thank you. It's a gift to me. So thank you.
And you're not from Yell County originally. You said you're originally from Arkansas, right?
No, I'm a first generation Californian. My family is from Yell County. So my great grandmother was born in Darnell. Okay. She's a Tillman. And then my grandmother was born in Paris. And
Tillman. She makes bows?
I don't know.
Okay, sorry. I was learning how to make bows on YouTube last night. I was talking about tilling it. What does a Tillman do?
No, that was her last name.
Oh, okay. Her last name. Okay.
And then my grandfather was born in Delaware, where we live. So.
Okay. Do you think your family being from Yell County has helped you, I don't know, return to Yell County? Like me coming as kind of an outsider, what do you expect Yell County to be like for me?
I think that Yell County will welcome you with open arms, and is hopeful for the innovation that you bring. That's what I'm finding, and I think that you'll have the same reception.
Good. Yeah, I mean, everyone. Stacy's awesome. Everyone I've met at the chamber has been awesome. The only person I'm not sold on yet, like I said, but he's a neighbor of this land. He's this reclusive neighbor of nearby this land that we're looking at, and he doesn't want me to move out there.
Oh.
But
Bring him a plate of cookies. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Does
Cookies?
He have any beware property owner has?
No, he doesn't have any signs.
Cookies
He
solve
probably does
everything.
like
Though.
cookies.
Yeah, bring him a plate. I'm telling you, it solves everything. That and a big smile.
Cookies and milk solve everything.
That's right.
If you do it a lot, then you gotta worry about it.
That's why you run. You do jujitsu. But
That's
yeah,
true.
no, I'm excited to get in Yell County, and what do they call it? The Free State of Yell.
Yes.
Okay, so
That's this weekend.
Yes.
what?
Yell Fest.
Oh, Yell.
Fest.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Yell Fest. What's that?
It is a festival that is down by the river, where they have carnival, they have concert, they have a yelling contest.
I want to see that one.
Yeah.
What day is this?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. And tomorrow it's like a soft opening, I think. $2 ride.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Where's
in the
fast food?
evening or like late afternoon.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay.
Yeah.
What is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah, I think tomorrow. Yeah, I think Stacey has said Thursday you can ride for $2.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Yell Fest. I have to see what we're doing when we might go check that out.
Yeah, you can see
Be
it.
fun.
You go over the bridge. They're setting up already.
Yeah, and then Dardanelle Rock right there in Dardanelle. Have you been to that?
I've drove past it. I haven't got out and climbed the rock.
So yeah, you can walk up to the top, but there is also probably 50 rock climbing routes there. You know, you actually climb on the face of the rock, and that's pretty cool to have.
And then, of course, Mount Nebo, which is breathtaking.
Yep, absolutely.
I haven't seen a sunset in Arkansas that I haven't fell in love with yet. You know, there's just the artistry, God's hand in, the sunsets. They're like nothing I've ever seen. They're incredible. They never disappoint.
Well, for starters, for me, there's nothing blocking you, like
Right.
a big skyrise, big 5-story building and poles and all these wires. So you just, I love it. I think I put in my post yesterday, I can't believe I live here every day. Because I was up there, took a picture.
Yeah. It's a pinch yourself moment.
Yeah.
I feel like more often than not, I'm like, really? I get to
Yeah.
do this. This is so cool. That's how I feel about my business, that helping others succeed. Like, wow, I really get to do this. It's a dream come true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's great to hear. And it's always good. I guess I know how you feel, because it's always good when someone comes and tells us later, like, hey, people saw the podcast I was on with you, and, we got new customers from it, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see the
makes you feel
fruits
good.
of your labor, You just go in, stay consistent, and then you'll hear if you're doing a good job or not. So it inspires you.
I have a motto that I came up with, and I teach my clients. I just try to ingrain it into them that time plus effort plus consistency always equal results.
Yeah.
That's the formula.
Time.
Plus effort
Plus
consistency.
You gotta have all three. Especially
Always.
the consistency.
Yep, always equal results.
All of them. And then I guess one more topic that I'd like to touch on, because it has been it's been relevant to us, I think, but competition. Mm-hmm. I think we've talked about this a little bit, but, we, in some ways, we are we offer similar things.
Sure.
We do websites too, but yet here we are having a great conversation.
Yeah.
And anyone that, listens to this and it resonates with what you're saying, they should go contact you. There's a different mindset that some people have that is threatening, right? That competition is a bad thing. But I just want to put it out there. It's not, there's, when you are doing when you are, really fulfilling your role in life and in your business, there's no one that can really compete with you,
Right.
because you're you, right?
It is your USP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your brand. It's your USP. And even when it comes down to, again, like, say you're selling a service like us, like the businesses that we come across and we talk to and we find problems, that they'll work with us because we understand them, and vice versa. And that's
Yes.
how it should be.
Right. Well, and I think that if people are afraid of competition, there's what's really going on? Where's that fear coming from? Fear is the enemy of all hope, period. And they're doing the same thing. Oh, I don't know. I should be worried. Really? Because like you said, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and fulfilling your role, there is no competition. And I think that I thank you for this opportunity to be able to talk with you guys, because I think iron sharpens iron. There's things that, I might come across, or you might come across, that we can, problem solve together. We're building a site right now for a client, and something popped up that was just absolutely out of the box. And I was like, that is so weird. So I called a colleague. He has a marketing agency too, and a podcast. And, I was like, hey, what do you think? And he's like, that's not right. Your intuition is right. So we problem solved it together. So iron sharpens iron.
Yeah. If you want to be a successful business person, you should probably hang out with successful business
That's
people.
right.
Yeah, successful business owners, and network, and just have allies. You can't do everything alone.
No.
So if you build a good relationship with someone that does the same thing, you can just, hey, can you take this and figure it out,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And I think that, you said something, Obee, that's absolutely true. You cannot do it alone. And this whole false front that we have as a society, that I have to be the one, I have to do it myself, because there's something broken in me if I can't. Let's just blow that lie out of the water. It's not true. No man is an island. You're putting a ceiling on your own life, your business. You're your own ceiling that you can't break through because you're not willing to accept help.
Yeah. Agreed. There's a saying that I heard once. It's, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together.
That's right. 100%. Yeah.
with dreamers.
There you go.
There's some people that are not dreamers. They'll kill you. You revive quick.
Yeah. They'll put the water on the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good, y'all. It's been a great conversation. Is there anything else y'all think we should touch on?
Well, I can't help to notice you have a ring. It's pretty big. I don't know if there's a saying in there. But
This one,
it's a coin.
Yeah. So this is an Italian lira. So it is a coin that was actually circulated in Italy before they switched to the euro. So, yeah.
Have you been to Italy?
I have not. So I just love their food.
Yeah. I was lucky enough to go once.
Place over here.
Pasta Grill?
Yeah. Went on a date. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Made that lasagna.
Yeah, Pasta Grill's good. That was my first job. Worked there for a few years cooking.
Dang, bro. You got a good resume around here.
Yeah, no, they were great. First job. But no, Italy's cool.
Have you been?
I got to go once. So I was in college working also on the side on an ambulance, and I was just getting burnt out from I guess this is the first time I was burnt out. I just dropped out of college and took that refund check. I was getting paid to go, and went to Italy.
Nice.
With one bag.
Nice.
Just, for me, that's what I needed to do.
Just gutted it out. I love it.
Yeah.
You didn't document it? Camera?
No, just
I'm out of here.
I mean, I took some pictures.
Yeah.
On my phone, but yeah, no, just went and I don't know, just needed to travel somewhere. But anyways, is there anything else y'all think we should talk about?
Well, it's up to you. I mean, usually, if you have a message for anyone watching, I know that I'm a business owner. He's a business owner. I know business owners that it's true. Like a lot of us, that we'll put a facade that everything's okay, but the books are not all there. The business taxes, the use tax, etc. Now I have to pay for this. I'm not getting enough sales, and like it could pretty much frustrate you. You could even put yourself and your family in a position where like, get out of that business,
Mm-hmm.
But and it truly is, I believe, or one of the reasons is not asking for help or opening up and being transparent with the right person that can guide you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think a lot of things that I hear from the clients that I work with that I've heard, kind of through the years is maybe I should just hang it up and get a real job. What's a real job?
Yeah.
I mean, you have a real job. You have a service. And what we do at Grow with Jen Brown is returning hope to the business owner, that hope that was stolen by the stress of running the business, and giving them a clear, strategic roadmap to run their business.
Excellent. So
Yep.
growwithjenbrown.com.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or email me at info@growwithjenbrown.com.
Excellent. Well, Jen, thanks so much for this conversation today.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Talking about everything from the exodus of Californians to Arkansas.
I was wondering, I'm like, I always have it in the back of my head. I wonder what people are thinking. Oh my God, we're being invaded.
Northwest Arkansas, I think, is being invaded by everybody.
Yeah, I would say
We're next, though. It's okay.
see us as an asset.
That's why we're doing this, because this is why I started kind of the local podcast thing and marketing. There wasn't anyone doing exactly this, and I see this area growing a lot over the next however many years. So to kind of be that right now is a long-term play.
Yeah.
And also, if we just sit back and as a community and don't accept what's going to happen, which is just going to be a lot of population growth and economic growth, I think the people that will decide that are going to be the mega corporations like Walmart, Tyson, and Arvest. And there's nothing wrong with these companies, but I don't want a corporation deciding how my community grows. I want to be a part of that,
Right.
Yeah.
and help guide it however much I can. So I think that's our responsibility as people that, as business owners, entrepreneurs, and people that live around here. It's going to change, so we might as well have our 2 cents about it.
Yeah, definitely.
You can be comfortable or you can grow, but you can't be both.
Yeah. That's a good spot to leave it. Thank you, everybody, for listening. growwithjenbrown.com. Thanks, Obee. Thanks, Jen. Pleasant conversation. We'll do it again sometime.
Thank you so much.